Good morning, sixth graders. So my name is Mr. Buckwalter for those of you who don't have me. And I am going to be introducing our next unit to you, which is chemistry. So today you are at home, right? And you're going to be learning a little bit about the basics of chemistry, what it is, right? And how we are going to conduct chemistry in sixth grade, as well as watching a Bill Nye, where he'll go a little bit deeper into chemistry concepts and introduce a couple of things to you. So we just want to preface this with, remember, this sixth grade science, right, is an actual class, okay, as you figured that out. It's not something we do on the side. Sometimes in elementary it can get pushed to the back or something like that. So chemistry is very involved, right? There's a lot to do with your hands, right? There's a lot of labs to do. There's a lot of recording data to do, making tables and charts and all those kinds of things, lab reports. So it's a very involved process, right? So we really want to keep encouraging you. You're coming in every other day, right, to be ready to go as soon as you walk in our classroom, because most days we have a lot to do. So looking here at the definition of chemistry. First of all, chemistry is a science that deals with the composition and properties of substances and of the changes they undergo. So chemistry basically looks at all the stuff around us and says, what is it made of and how did it get that way? How did these substances interact with one another? So chemistry is really fun because it's really real, and it's looking at literally the stuff, the elements that form everything around you. So pretty exciting stuff. Now, in order to conduct chemistry in our sixth grade classrooms, we follow something called the FOSS process. FOSS is a system, it's called the Full Option Science System, provides our labs, materials, and curriculum and whatnot. So the way the FOSS curriculum is set up is there's four things. First of all, there's always active investigations, meaning that you are actually physically doing something. And an investigation, if you think of like a detective, right, they're trying to find the answer to a question. And that's what you will be trying to do. We will pose what are called focus questions. You'll conduct a series of labs or activities or worksheets or readings in order to answer that question, right? It's the raw scientific process. Now, number two, you will be keeping a science notebook, okay? So that is obviously going to be your iPad Notability. And in there, you will be storing your lab reports. Now, these lab reports, right, need to be filled in. We'll talk about that in a second. And it will keep track of all your data throughout the lab. So another thing we do is we do a good amount of reading in the FOSS book, short articles that go a little bit deeper into maybe heating and cooling, or go a little bit deeper into the periodic table of elements, okay? And finally, we do have some grades, some assessments. So we grade the lab reports as well as grading some tests. And we take 3 tests throughout the unit based on the previous investigations before that test. So that's kind of what you can expect. Now, all of our lab rules are a little, we might have more rules, less rules, but these are something that all 3 teachers agree upon. And that is, number one, when you come in and you see lab stuff, do not touch anything without permission. You guys are pretty good at that already, but please continue to do that. Number 2, participate, participate, participate. I say it 3 times because it's really important, right? You have to be actively involved in these labs in order to get them done, in order to find what you need to find, and you only have that class period to do it, okay? Listen very closely to instructions. We are going to deal with chemicals, okay? One chemical, hydrochloric acid. If you get that in your eye, that will not be a good day. And if you get that in your partner's eye, they will not be having a good day. All right. So we need to be careful with these things and listen very closely to how we handle all the materials. Make sure you put all materials away. I would add on there clean materials. All right. We will have our different systems for that, but make sure that you're doing that. And also, we are going to investigate, right? So failing will happen, right? You're going to be testing different things, and you might not find the answer to your question right away, but be persistent, because that is what science is all about, right? It's failing, until finally you find the answer. Now, when you are not here in the classroom, there will be days where we are saying, see ya, right? Do this at home, right? And then that's your class for the day. That is because we have to be here with these students doing the lab, okay? So there will be times when you are at home and completing work by yourself. So on those days, make sure you complete everything on the agenda. It's like you're in class, guys. It's just The teacher is not on MS Teams, right, to guide you through everything. So if we say we need to see this, this, and this done, right, then that needs to get done. Okay, everything needs submitted on time. If you have questions, no, there won't be an MS Teams meeting that you can just pop on and ask, but you can email. Shoot a real quick email. We will respond when we see it. Move on, come back to it later. And the last thing here is show integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. It's part of our pride slogan. Obviously, we're not at your house. We cannot see if you are currently working on the worksheet or doing whatever on your iPad. You have to be responsible for you to get it done. Okay? Now, we will be giving lab reports for every investigation. It could be 3 pages long. It could be 10 pages long. Okay, and we work throughout them and we answer pretty much the whole thing in class. Very rarely we have to finish a lab report at home if you're here every day. So some expectations for that. All questions need answered in complete sentences, unless we say otherwise. That is a 6th grade science rule. All data and information has to be filled in accurately. If you're measuring in milliliters, make sure you're right milliliters behind all your numbers, right? Those kind of things, those being detailed and thorough, right? Writing the little things, okay? Not just saying blue, but saying aqua blue for your observations, right? Maybe it says write 2 to 3 details. You write 4, right? Being thorough and detailed, that's what we're looking for in your labs. And lastly, you are in charge of making up missed lab pages. So if you missed a day or if you have lessons, whatever, don't submit it blank because you're going to get points off, right? You have to let us know, hey, I was absent this day, and we can pair you up with somebody to get the notes or walk you through it ourselves. So that's pretty much all we have for chemistry, okay? It's a really fun unit. It's a really long unit. We learn a ton about chemistry, and I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. So up next, you're going to be watching a Bill Nye. Have fun with that, right? Fill out the worksheet. Make sure you submit it, okay? I'll see you guys later.